Yes, Honorable Melly.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that, taking into consideration the report of the Departmental Committee on Education and Research in its report on the vetting of nominees for the appointment as principal secretaries laid on the table of the House on Thursday, December 1st, 2022, and pursuant to the provisions of Article 155(3)(b) of the Constitution, this House approves the appointment. I beg that this House approves the appointment of the following persons as principal secretaries. 1, Dr. Belio Kipsang, State Department for Basic Education. 2, Ms. Esther Dhara Moria, State Department for TVET. And 3, Ms. Beatrice Inyangala, the State Department for Higher Education and Research. Honorable Speaker, the Committee on Education sat and had several meetings and found that the 3 officers who have held senior positions in government and the private sector actually were qualified in terms of knowledge, understanding, and even the way they presented themselves. The committee looked into the 3 officers, especially Dr. Belio Kipsang, having served as a principal secretary in the sector, having also worked as a principal secretary in the Northern Corridor and Asal areas, demonstrated a lot of knowledge, especially on issues of basic education and general education sector at large. Dr. Esther Dhara Moria, Honorable Speaker, is a seasoned professional, having worked at the university at a senior position as a researcher. He has also worked as an academic registrar at Jomo Kenyatta University of Agriculture and Technology. She has worked in various sectors of government and demonstrated a lot of knowledge on technical education and training, and therefore, she actually qualifies to be in that position. Dr. Beatrice Inyangala, Honorable Speaker, is a seasoned university don. He's a lecturer of great repute. She has actually written a lot of books on university pedagogy and teaching, and the members interviewed or looked at the papers of the 3 nominees, looked at their constitutional qualification, and even went on to look at their papers, especially on matters education, and found that the 3 officers were very qualified and suitable to serve as principal secretaries in the various sectors. Honorable Speaker, all of them demonstrated knowledge and understanding of the sectors they are going to have a mandate on. I therefore ask that Honorable Malulu Injendi, the Vice Chair of the committee, I beg to move and ask Honorable Malulu Injendi to second. Thank you.
Honorable Injendi. Give the Honorable Malulu Injendi the mic.
Mr. Speaker, the 3 nominees appeared before the Education Committee yesterday, and all the 12 members who are present of the Education Committee found them suitable to serve in the Ministry of Education in their respective departments, and therefore, as Vice Chair, I second.
Honorable members, I propose a question, which is that taking into consideration of the Departmental Committee on Education in its report on the vetting of nominees for appointment as principal secretaries laid on the table of the House on Thursday, December 1, 2022, and pursuant the provisions of Article 155(3)(b) of the Constitution,